This
log
conference
into
will now be
the
recorded.
application.
Yeah, hi Hari. Amit here. Good
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
you able to
So first
would
thing
you able
is,
to anyone able to hear me?
yeah, please mute a microphone here once you join. Can mute a microphone. First thing is we not to work on this application setup and all. So first thing you need to start the server. That is common in any version. So you'll be having a startup icon. So you have to click on the startup. So in my system, already the server platform is started. Okay. So if it is started, it will be taking some 3 to 4 minutes time. It will be taking in your systems. And once that is started, then click on this login icon. So application will open in a browser, and the ID, the default ID is same. See, in any version, some rules are common. Okay, so here the ID is common in any version. Administrator @pega.com. See, first of all, the thing is we have to start the server platform, and once we start that, so you need to log in using the default ID and password. See, in order to log into the platform, so Pega is having a default ID called administrator@pega.com is default ID, and password is install is the password. Okay, and once again, who joined late? Just started right now. Just I'm discussing today about installation application. After the application installation, how to add a new project or how to start a new project we are discussing today. So first thing is start the server and open the browser. That is login page you can open. Enter the default ID and password. See, install is the password. Okay, in order to log into application, administrator@pega.com is the user ID and install. This is the default ID and password, and anyone can log into application. Any version it is same. So login. And remember, initially after installation, application will be slow for the first few days, like at least for first 4 or 5 days. Application will become very slow. That is, when you opening an application, when you are using any features inside the application, Pega application, it will be somewhat too slow. It will be, but after some few classes, like a few days in your system, it will be fast. Okay, but initially for the first 4 or 5 days in your system, application will be too slow while opening or when opening any option inside the application. It will become some too slow. It will be, so no need to worry. After some 4 or 5 days in your system, it will be fast. Okay? But initially, immediately after installation, application will be too slow. When any option if you're opening also, it will take some time to load. Okay, that is not an issue. If you'll get in every system, it will get that issue. Even if you're using high RAM, that is 10 GB, 8 GB, 10 GB RAM also, you'll be getting that issue. So that is not at all your system issue. So in every system, if installation is done and after installation, if you open application, it will be initially it will be slow in every system. Okay, no need to worry about that. And now, once we open this platform, so here, this look and feel version to version, some changes will be there, slight changes. Okay, until we use that application, we cannot notify them or we cannot notice them. Okay, so here in 8.1, why I'm only discussing 8.1, not 8.2, 8.3 means because any project started in the earlier, they started in 8.1. Now, any new projects they start directly, they'll start in 8.4. Okay, instead of 8.2 and 8.3, directly they'll start in 8.4. Okay, so that's why I'm only discussing and comparing 8.1 and 8.4 and comparing. Okay, 7 no need to use 7 nowadays. Now they are not using, but 7 and 8 many differences are there. Topic wise, I'll be discussing. Okay, some advanced concepts are included in 8 version. Again, I'm not comparing with 7 and 8. Only with 8 subversions only I'm going to compare. Okay, some 7 to 8 comparisons also I'll do. When I'm working on few rules, I'll compare them. Okay, again at the end I'll be giving some differences between previous versions and current versions. I'll be giving some differences. Okay, now here you need to start a new project. So if you want to start a new project or new application, so in this platform, so you'll be having this entire thing, whatever you are seeing. So this is a application. We used to call it as framework application. Whatever you see right now, this entire thing is a framework application. And under this framework application, so we need to add new applications. We need to add. Okay. So the thing is, the structure will be like this. Whenever we are going to work on any Pega platform, so first of all, whatever you see, these names, all these names are same. We can call it as PRPC, Pega Developer Studio. In old versions, it is called as Business Studio, but in present versions, it is called as Developer Studio, or we can call it as Developer Portal, Pega Infinity. So all these are same. Okay, Pega Infinity means like we can also use some RPA rules. Also, we can use in the 8 version, from 8 version, like a robot process automation rules. But the thing is that is separate team will be there. RPA separate team will be there. No need to worry about that. What is RPA? Again, I'll discuss later. Okay. So these are the names we can say for the current from 8 version. We can call the name as, that's application name. We can call it as platform, Pega Developer Studio, Developer Portal, or Pega Infinity. Any name I can use. And here in this platform, okay, up to 7 version, some comparing 7 version. In 7 version we used to call it as Business Studio, we used to call it. But from 8 version they changed the name to Developer Studio. They change. In old versions only Pega PRPC, but in present version we can call it as PRPC or Pega Infinity also we can call. Okay, so that just some basic uh, names changes are done in the old versions and the new versions. And now, generally, when you work on any applications in Pega, there are two types of structures will be there: framework application and implementation application. Okay. See, already in Pega, when you open Pega application, you'll be having one built-in framework will be there, or default framework will be there. Okay. If you see here, I'll show a small image. Okay, actually, when you open your application, Pega will already have one built-in framework. So that is nothing but Pega platform. So whatever we see right now, this entire thing is a framework application. And any new application if you want to start, on top of this framework, we need to define. Okay, any application if you want to start means on top of this framework application, we need to define. So Pega is already having one base framework or base application. So under that now you can add one framework application you have to define. See, what is framework is nothing but meaning of framework is reusable application. See, now if you want to work on any new application, so Pega platform contains all the rules, all the built-in functionalities, whatever you need to define, or what are the functionalities you want to reuse, everything is added in the base framework. Now, under that, I'm going to create one user-defined framework. See, in Pega, many rules will be there where predefined rules will be there, user-defined rules will be creating. So, what is the difference between predefined and user-defined is predefined means already provided by Pega. Okay. User-defined means which we are creating as a developer, where we are creating, which we are creating manually. Those are user-defined. See here, already one framework is there. Again, under that we need to create one user-defined framework. See, what is the advantage of creating one more user-defined framework is, see, under this, see, you can add multiple implementation applications you can add. See, what happens if you don't create this layer means maximum under the base framework only one implementation only we can define. See, what happens directly under the base framework, if you directly create implementation application, maximum one application only we can create per organization. Suppose you are working for some ABC organization, for them we are developing some application. So without adding framework, maximum one implementation only we can define. But if you define a framework application, user-defined framework, if you define more than one implementation, I can define. For example, under the framework I can create ABC auto insurance application, ABC life insurance application. ABC means like any organization name. So if you define this user defined framework, then under that organization, the developers can create multiple implementation application they can create. Like if for every module, they can create a separate implementation, and all the design they are going to add under that implementation. Suppose without creating the framework, maximum only one application only they can add. One implementation application only they can. So automatically in the applications, so you'll be getting the base framework already you'll be getting. And apart from that, we will be creating one user-defined framework we'll be creating, and under that we'll be adding one or more implementations. And that all depend upon company requirement. Suppose even if you create one implementation also, they will compulsory add this user-defined framework. So in Pega, so applications means two types of applications, framework application and implementation applications will be there. So this first one already will be having a base framework will be already there. And under that we need to define one user defined framework, and under that one or more implementation, one or many implementation applications we can add. So advantage of adding this user-defined framework is if this is not created, maximum one implementation only we can define per organization. If framework is there in the future, suppose initially only one requirement is there, but in the future if you want to add more applications for that organization, then I cannot add framework again. Okay, so that's why initially any project they start, so they'll be having a base framework, and under that they'll be creating one user-defined framework, and under that they'll be creating the setup for the implementation applications, one or more, depend upon the requirement. Okay, so this is the basic any application they are going to start. So this structure will be common. So that is now we are already having this structure. This framework, user-defined framework, I need to create, and one implementation I'll be creating. Okay, so that is the today's session which we are going to deal with. And here already in order to create these setups and all, from 7 version they have released one widget called new application widget. And in that widget also, version to version the settings will be slightly different. Now in 8.4 version, so how to use that widget and create new applications we'll see. Okay, that is this entire application configuration we can set up and complete by using that widget, and the name of that widget is new application widget is the name. Okay, and today we'll see how to create one user defined framework and how to define one implementation. And remember always under the framework only we'll be adding implementation applications. Under implementation I cannot add framework. Okay, under the user defined framework we will add one or more implementation applications. Now, the advantage of adding this framework is any common data is there, you can reuse in multiple applications, you can reuse. Okay. So if you have any common data in your platform, we can reuse in multiple applications, we can reuse. Okay. So that is the purpose of this framework application. So whenever we create the user-defined framework, so we can reuse in multiple implementation application, the data can be reused. That one again in the next class you'll understand in detail. When I discuss about classes and inheritance, you'll understand that in the next session in detail. Okay. Today only we are going to create the setup. So application setup we are going to configure. And in order to do this, already told you Pega contains some new application widget is there, and this is common in any version. Okay, but look and feel wise, few options and names will be slightly different from version to version. Okay, so anyway, no need to worry. In the real time, we are not going to use this. Some senior tech leads will be using this setup widget. But in the personal edition, if you want to add an application, this is compulsory. We have to do by ourselves only. We have to do. Okay. So, but in the real time means this configuration will be done by leads will be doing this configuration. And here, first of all, I'm going to create an application, framework application, user-defined framework I'm going to add. Okay. Let's see how to use that widget. See, in previous version means you'll be getting a name here, but in the 8.4, this is the application menu. They have only given icons in the present version. In earlier versions means you'll be getting menu names will be getting. but in 8.4 you'll only get the icons only will be getting. Okay, this is the application menu. See, if you want to open that widget, application widget, either you can click on this button, build application button, you can click, or else directly click on the menu, application menu. If you click also, it will open that widget. Okay, so if you go for this menu, there is an option called new application. From here we can open, or else directly you can click on this button, build application. So from anywhere you can open that widget. See, in my system already some application is there, but when you open in your system, you'll be getting these two options, Classic and Cosmos. Okay, Cosmos means this is like a any new application you want to imagine means you have to go for Classic. Okay, this is the option you need to choose, not the other one. So any application you want to start with, you can click on this Classic option. So first of all, when you open in your system, you'll be getting these two options. You'll be getting Classic and Cosmos. So click on Classic and proceed with the steps in the widget. Some three steps will be there. Just proceed with the steps. And again, click on this button. Use this application type. And here, coming to the names in your platform, try to give the names. This name you can give according to the document. Whatever the name is there, give that name. Because in my system already, the same name is there in my server. So I'll be giving at least one letter. I'll be changing AIFA something. I'll be giving at present. But when you're giving the names in the application, so follow the names from the document. What are the names I have given in the document? So follow the same names. Okay? But here right now I'm giving a name as AIFA, similar name only like ALFA insurance application. And here once we give the name, so click on advanced configuration. See, because in advanced configuration we need to update the application structure and organization name. See, what is organization name? The starting name is nothing but organization name. Suppose city insurance application or capital insurance application. The first name will be organization name. So here, when you are creating the framework application, user-defined framework, so click on this advanced configuration. So two things we have to change. That is, one is we have to change. By default, structure will be implementation. So we need to change the structure to framework. That is one thing. And second thing is in your system, some random name you'll be getting as organization name. So we need to change the organization name to your own name. What is the name accordingly you are giving for your application? So you have to change the organization name because for everyone you will be getting a different random name you'll be getting. You have to update that one. So when you open this application widget, so first of all mention the type as classic, then open this and click on continue with the screens. Again click on use this application type. Then you need to give a name, give alpha insurance application. Then compulsory click on advanced configuration. So if you don't click on advanced configuration, see sometimes by mistake directly click on this button. See if you directly click on the application creation button, see it will automatically create implementation, it will be created because the default structure implementation is there. See, don't forget here after giving the name when creating the framework, click on advanced configuration and update the settings. Okay, if you don't update means then it will automatically create an application with some random organization name and structure also by default it will be implementation will be there because so many by mistake they will be directly clicking on the button. So but in your system when you are creating this framework application, click on advanced configuration and update these settings. So here change the structure to framework and update organization name, give alpha, and see wherever organization name is required it will automatically take that name. Okay, so only once we'll define this organization name, and organization names also maximum length 4 characters only will give. Okay, not more than 4. If you give more than 4 also it will only take 4 characters in the organization name. Okay, it will only truncate to 4 characters. So organization name maximum up to 4 characters only will give the length. Okay, if it is less than 4 also okay, but maximum length for the organization name is only 4 characters. Up to 4 it will take. Even if you give more also in the name, it will finally truncate only to first to four. Generally, directly when they're giving the organization names, directly they'll be giving up to four characters they are going to give. Okay. And here now click on this save. So here I changed the structure to framework and changed the name, organization name I've given as alpha. So click on save. Then it will go back to the name screen. Now you have to click on this button, create application button. Then click on this button. So it will take few seconds, and in the background it will be creating many rules will be created. See, this is automation tool, right? So when you are creating this application setup widget and using this widget when you are creating this application, so in the background many rules like classes, inheritance, some rule sets, some different rules will be some different IDs like work group IDs, work queue IDs, and all. It will be created in the background. So, but all those things step by step we are going to discuss, not in one session. Till end of the classes, few options will be getting in the step by step options we are going to discuss. So, but many rules will be created in the background after this setup is completed. So, in this widget only basic information what we need to give. We need to give the application name. Then we need to select the structure, application structure, and the organization name I have given. Only these three parameters we have to give. But in the background, it will be creating many rules will be created. But wait until this setup is completed. Wait, don't close and don't refresh this window. So until the setup is completed, sometimes it may take more time, more than 1 minute, 2 minutes also. Sometimes it will take. So sometimes within 30 seconds also it can complete. But until that setup is completed, just wait. Don't click and don't refresh the window. And once it is done means you will get a message, application successfully created. And then we need to define some user ID. That is for this application. See, for every application, they need to configure some ID. Okay, some new user ID and password we need to configure. And the ID details how to give, I'll tell you. Once this setup is completed, then we need to create a user ID and password for this framework application. See, simply for default application, if you want to log in, administrator@pega.com and install is the password. Okay, so like that, when you create this user-defined framework, so for this we'll be creating a new ID. Like that, if you create implementation application, for that also we'll be creating a new ID and password. Okay. Like that, for every application, ID will be different. And finally, the design. What are the design or development we do? Directly we will do in the implementation we are going to do. That we'll understand more in the next session. You'll understand. Okay. Today only we'll complete the setup, application creation setup. Tomorrow we'll understand more about the classes inheritance and all. Though we don't define manually, see Pega only will create all the required classes. Class layers will be created, and in the background some inheritance will be created. What are all those things we'll discuss in the next session. And until this setup is completed, just wait.
Yeah, hi Vishnu, Amit here.
Yes, tell me.
Vishnu, yesterday I installed the application, but my system gets very slow, and the configuration what you said, the prerequisite, so it's already is there, 500 GB is there, 4 GB RAM, everything is there. But still, I'm facing issue after installing the application, and also I'm not able to log in also. Actually, I tried four
Okay.
times yesterday.
Okay, uninstall and send me the screenshots. Send the screenshots regarding the system configuration ones, and at the same time, from which directory you are installing, extract the directory. Send me the screenshots. I will check the mail. Okay? And
Like
tomorrow,
after
if there is
install,
an issue,
so after installation again
see,
I have to install and I have to send the screenshot, or how it is.
see after installation, not. See, if you want to install multiple times, if you repeatedly do also, it will not. If once fail, see, did you get any fail message?
No, I'm not getting any. I follow the procedure which is mentioned in the document. The first time I installed, okay, and afterwards again my system gets hanged and I'm not able to launch the application. So I uninstall the application. The I have shut down the server, and I delete the PRPC personal edition folder from the directory.
See, this
Uh,
time in this version, you have to delete the log files will be there in the installation folder. Also delete the extracted folder also you have to delete. And then do once again, directly extract from the main zip folder is there, right? Whatever you downloaded. So also delete the extracted folder because whenever we install logs will be
extract
created in the extracted folder. Yeah,
extracted
in the
folder,
extracted folder,
it is in my another drive. Extracted folder, it is in my another drive, so I
see,
have to
you will
delete
be
that
taking any
also.
drive. Delete them because in the present version logs are created in this folder. So what are the folder extracted? Also delete this and extract freshly and do the installation. But restart the system and again do. So if you're getting an issue, send me the screenshots by end of the day. After that, tomorrow I'll check. After the class, I'll check the system. Okay.
Yeah, and actually
Delete this
because of
folder
that
also.
I'm not able to use the application, like use my laptop also. Today I log in from my mobile because system is very
See,
slow.
Pega will not affect your system. See, system after installation initially it will be slow. That is not an issue. So after 1 2 days it will be normal only. So that is not an issue. Pega will not hang the complete system. Just restart the system again. It will be okay. Nothing will happen. Okay. So just once you open, just delete this folder also. It is the extracted folder is there. Right? In this logs will be created automatically during installation. So delete this folder and once again extract from the main folder. Zip folder is there. Right? Extract from there and do it. And if you get an issue, send me the screenshots. Okay, but send me through mail, not WhatsApp. Send me through mail regarding your drive configuration and everything. And then I'll check it tomorrow. Okay. After the class, I'll check it in the next session. There is no hurry, guys. You can complete by weekend. There is no hurry regarding this installation. You can complete by the weekend anytime. Okay. Let's see whether the setup is complete or not. Still, okay. Initially, it will be slow, guys. No need to worry. See, even in my system, after installing, it will be slow. No need to worry about that.
And one more thing I just want to ask Vishnu, Hari, like can I ask, or after the class can should I ask?
After the class, okay, wait,
Okay.
after the class I'll take it. Okay, see the setup is completed, right? So once the setup is done, you have to generate some username and password for this user-defined framework. See, what is the default ID for the built-in application administrator@pega.com and install is the password. But now for the application we created, framework application we created, so we need to generate some ID, new ID we need to generate. An ID format, in the ID format, compulsory at the rate we have to use. Okay, or email ID we have to use. Email ID contains at the rate, right? So compulsory @ should be used anywhere in the email ID. So here I'm going to provide the ID as admin @alpha1. So this one I'm giving as the ID and click on add button. See, it will be generating some password. See, this password is random password for every system. In your system, some different password will be generated. In my system, some different password will be generated. But when you generate the password, make a note of that password, because when you log in for the first time, you need to use this password to log in. Okay. If you close this screen without making a note, you cannot retrieve this password again. Okay. So immediately once you generate this password, means system will this applicate Pegasus server will generate this password automatically. So try to note that password somewhere in notepad or document, because if you want to log into the application, this is the password we need to use. Okay. So if you close the screen without making a note, okay, you cannot again retrieve this password. Okay, make sure, so note this password in some notepad or document, then log out from this setup. Click on log out button. See here, password is case sensitive. So compulsory. Suppose if it is a lowercase is there, we have to give it in lowercase. Uppercase is there, special character is there. Everything we have to give in the same format. Now login back using the new user ID and enter the password generated. See, once password is generated, so next step is, so we need to change the password. It will ask you to, it will prompt you to enter the old password, that is current password, and new password we need to enter, because every time it will be difficult to remember this default password. So it will immediately, once you log in for the first attempt, it will ask you to update the password. The new password you can give as rules. Okay, any name you can give. I'm giving the new password as rules guys. That is your wish. The new password I'm going to give as rules and click on change. So now we completed this framework application setup is completed. Okay, default framework is there already, and under that we define this framework application. Now under this we can create implementation application. We can create, but wait, it will load. Initially it will display Admin Studio. Admin Studio I will discuss later. Okay, nothing much options will be there, but in the coming classes I'll discuss about Admin Studio. See, any development if you want to do, we need to switch to developer studio. We need to switch. So once you log in, so first of all it will display Admin Studio, but from here we need to switch to developer studio. We need to switch. Developer studio means nothing but developer portal. Okay, and wait until this setup is completed. See, now the next thing is, now we are into framework application, user defined framework. Now under this we need to define implementation. Like many names, suppose if for your requirement for that project, so 3 implementations are requirements. So 3 applications we have to define under this user defined framework. So now actually I'm creating one application. I'm creating one implementation application. So again process will be same. Again you need to open the new application widget. So after creating application, add the user ID and password and log into the application using the password created and update the password, and then switch to the application, framework application. Now under this framework application, so we are going to define one implementation application. Let's see. So click on the menu again, new application. So the widget will open. Now here, see, this time choose the, see, actually I already have this alpha, but right now I'm creating the application under AFA insurance application I'm creating. Okay. So But in your system you can choose alpha, because in my server I created AFA. So select this setup. See, last time means if you want to create a user defined framework we need to choose classic. But now under the framework if you want to define implementation means you need to choose your framework application you have to choose, not classic this time. Okay. So only when you create a new first framework, user defined framework if you create, then only go with classic. Now if you want to define implementation application under your framework, so choose your framework application. Okay. Maybe in your application the name can be ALFA, but in my application it is AFA. So I'm choosing this framework application and continue with the screens. Use this application type. Okay, here two screens will be getting, but nothing to enter. Case types and data types. Case types and data types I'll discuss later. Okay, but here nothing to add. Just click on continue. Again, you'll get the screen with name. So coming to the name, so we have to give a detailed name. See what kind of implementation application it is. So give a detailed name. Suppose if it is a health insurance application, give it as health. If it is a life insurance application, give it as a detailed name. Okay. So here no need to define any advanced configuration because already under the framework we are defining this setup. So if you click on this advanced configuration also, structure is already implementation will be there. And organization name it will take from the framework application. So no need to change any structure and no need to change any organization name. So already structure is implementation and organization name is alpha. So directly, actually without opening the advanced settings, directly we can click on the new application button. So meanwhile, other thing is generally here application names order you give, it will be taking the length as 8, 9 or 10 characters it is going to take. That I'll explain now. How it will take 8 characters, how it will take 9 or 10 characters. See, meanwhile, click on the button. I'll explain how the application name will take 8, 9 or 10 characters. See, generally, organization name means maximum length I said is 4 characters. Similarly, when giving the application names, application name length can be either 8, 9 or 10 characters. So how it will be taken that means, let's take this example, some Alpha Auto Insurance, that is the name we have given. See in the first two letters, how many characters are there? Let's see. In the first two letters, 8 characters are there. See, if you are having 8, 9 or 10 characters in the first two letters, then it will take the same. So in our two letters, we have 8 is there. Minimum length is 8. So it will take the first 8 characters it will take. Let's take the third example, Bajaj Auto. So Bajaj Auto, we are having 9 characters. It will take total 9 characters it will take. AG vehicle insurance, suppose if it is having here we are having 10 characters in the first two letters, it will take the total name. Suppose if you come back to this second one, alpha vehicle. See if the length is more than 10 characters, what happens means here 11 is there. Okay, total 11 is there. So if 11 is there means it will not take total 11, it will not take. Only what is the minimum length is only 8 characters. So it will only take the first 8 characters in these two letters. Okay, it will only take first 8 characters in these two letters. So if you take the last example, SBH Auto Insurance. See here, first two letters is having only 7, but minimum length for the application name is 8 is the minimum length. So in that case, in the third letter, it is going to take the first character. It is going to take. Okay, so like that. Don't worry, you will not anything specify manually. After giving the application name, automatically length will be truncated based on the built-in code written in the application. Okay, so what are the names we give? Accordingly, application name will take either 8, 9 or 10 characters, it will take automatically. Organization names means maximum 4 or less than 4. What are the name we give? Accordingly, it will take either maximum length, it will take 4 characters for organization name. And if it is a application name is minimum length is 8 and maximum length is 10 characters. So that will happen in the background based on the application names given. And now application will be once it is created. So for this also we need to define user ID and password. That is for implementation also we need to generate some user ID and automatically random password will be generated. Again same process. We need to log into the application using the ID and update the password. So till that configuration in the real-time setup will be ready, like every developer will be given the new credentials and which things we can access in the application, all the permissions will be given to you. And once you log into the application using the user ID password, what are the access given to you, you can access the things in the application. Okay, or which implementation access is given to you, you can access that application. Suppose for example, for the framework, there are some 5 applications are there. Means every developer will not work on every all the applications. They will not work. Okay, some team will be given one implementation access. Other team will be given other implementation access. Other team will be given third implementation access. Like that. So depending upon again developer under which team they are, accordingly they will be getting the access for the application. It is not mandatory that you will get access to all implementation applications. Okay, so which team currently you are working, accordingly you will be getting the access for their application. Like that, when they create the user ID for you, see this is the parent ID we are creating. Again, in the coming topics, I will be creating more IDs. I will be creating and how to set the access and all. I will show you. Okay, even though that is not your task, I will show some examples later. See, from parent ID, we can create any number of IDs we can create. Okay. Let's complete the setup. Don't click on back or anything when this application is generating. Okay. So once the setup is done, so user ID will be different for every application. So this time I'm giving. So I'm giving the ID as admit alpha, and here click on add button. So it will create a random password. So make a note. Here we don't get log off option. So done means it will go to the framework, and go to app means it will go to implementation. Okay. So either click on any option, because anyway we have to log off and log in back to the new ID. So if you want to log off from any platform or any application, in the bottom you will get this menu, operator menu, and here you need to click on log off. So click on this. Now you can enter the new ID. So add this password, and then log in. And here current password we have to enter, and enter the new password. See, again I have given new password as rules. So first it will open Admin Studio. Then switch to Developer Studio. Okay, so till here the setup is available. Okay, in real time when you're working, up to this part, the setup, everything will be configured. Okay, so now, so if you see how many totally these layers and all, if we see, totally 3 layers are there. I mean application layers I'm saying. So in application layers now 3 layers are there. We are first of all we log into base application. Under that we created one framework application, and under that I created one implementation. Suppose if you want to add one more implementation, again you need to log into framework ID. See, in the future, for the same organization, if you want to add one more implementation, already we have added one. If you need to add one more means, again you need to log into the framework application, and under that you can add one more implementation you can add. Okay. So currently, any design if you want to add, so here all the rules, mainly all the rules will be available in the App Explorer, and totally you can see the 3 applications here. You can see base application, user defined framework, and implementation. Now the design directly will define under the implementation we are going to design. Okay. So again, when we will open framework, user defined framework is, if you want to define one more implementation, then only we log into framework. Otherwise, indirectly, directly or indirectly, no need to work on framework application. Okay. So indirectly we will work. Okay. Directly we will not work in the framework. So directly any rules if you want to develop or if you want to add, so all the development we are going to create in the implementation application we are going to do. So up to this setup, every platform, everywhere, wherever you work, the setup will be there. Okay. So again, in next session, I'll discuss about some classes and inheritance. That is common in any version. If you take any Pega version, these class layers and types, everything is common in any version. No change in that. Okay. So that one tomorrow I will be discussing about the what are the types of classes. Okay, and what is the layers we have. What is inheritance? So that is already generated, but informational. As a developer, when you work on this Pega platform, you must have the basic knowledge, like what are the class layers we have, and what types of classes those are, like abstract or concrete, and what is inheritance. So in Pega, 2 types of inheritance will be there, directed and pattern. So what is the difference between them? So that is all technical. You will not create or you will not manually change. Just already Pega will be creating all those things. Only thing is you must know what are all the types of classes we have and what is the inheritance between all the classes and what is the inheritance types we have. So just that information as a developer you must have the knowledge. Okay. So up to here everything is configured in the real time. So that is the setup, application setup. Okay. So this configuration and all, it will not take much time, right? So just very simple. Only thing is just open the widget and fill the parameters and automatically complete the setup. The only thing is when creating this application setup, when you click on the button, it will take some time. Just wait until the setup is done. Just wait, and once it is done, you can open the application and log into the application, update the password. Okay. So up to here, this is the process for today. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about classes and inheritance. So go through till here, guys. So tomorrow we'll continue with the next topic.